Today's episode is on the 7 steps to take if you find that you are avoiding doing the thing that you need to do to move you forward with your goals. If that resonates with you, keep on watching. Hello lovelies, this is Stephanie Martin and welcome to the Surrendered Life Show. For those of you who don't know me, I am your host, Stephanie Martin. I am a transformational life and leadership coach for women who feel called to transform lives through their work, message, mission, and leadership. Now, I recently was doing this, okay? I was recently avoiding what I knew I needed to do for days, for hours, for days, and finally I was like, I need to stop. I need to face this thing head on. I need to get to the bottom. Why am I doing this? So, this leads me to my 7 steps. Step number 1, you need to know that you are doing this. You need to fully own it. So step number 1, own it. You cannot change something if you're not willing to fully own up to what you are doing and acknowledge it. And change rarely happens without pain. I hate to say this, but people really don't change until there's enough inconvenience and pain around it. And this includes the big and the small things, okay? Because I let this go on for days and hours, and I know better than to do that. But you know, I'm human, and there's no perfect people here, so I had to get to the bottom of what this was, and I first had to own it. Like, okay, I know I'm avoiding this, I know I'm not doing this, and it was hanging over my head and starting to stress me out. And I mean, I knew I was doing anything but the one thing I knew I needed to do. So finally I was like, I'm over this. I'm done. So step number 1 is owning it. And then that leads me to step number 2. And that is ask God why you are avoiding this. I finally, after owning it and acknowledging it, I was like, God, why am I avoiding this? Why am I not doing the thing that I know I need to do to help me move forward? And instead of me trying to figure this out on my own, I love going to God first. He is the creator of the universe. He knows everything. He knows the number of hairs on your head. He also knows why you're avoiding things. And we can run to Him with confidence to the throne of grace. And He's not going to get angry with us for not knowing this, because He is a good, good Father. So I ask, why am I avoiding this? And right to the root, He says to me, it's because you are avoiding the pain of disappointment. You're trying to control disappointment. You're afraid of this not working out, so you're just not doing this small thing because it's linked to something bigger that you don't believe is going to work. So that hit me. I was like, oh, true. So true. Then it made me curious. So step number 3, dig deeper, get curious. Where is that nonsense coming from? This is likely a big old lie. There's a lie here that you've believed. So like you're avoiding it. For me, okay, for you it may be different, but for me, I was avoiding it because God helped show me that it was because I was afraid of something not working out. And that made me want to know, what is behind this? Where does that nonsense come from? So it really helped expose a lot of the limiting beliefs, the doubt, the lies, the fears, all these stories and scripts that I was entertaining for far too long. And that led me to number 4, which is any of this true? So this can all happen very, very quickly, and because I do this a lot, I move through this quickly, but these are the broken down things that I do, and this is how it gets broken down. Eventually it'll be really quick for you. But is this true? Is it true that none of what you do works? No, that's a big old lie. I mean, I could tell there was quite a few things like, oh, so far none of what I've been trying to do is working. No, that is not true at all. Like, not even close to being remotely on the path of truth. Yet, that was the script and the lie that I was entertaining for however long I was, and I'm glad that that was exposed. So dig a little bit deeper. Is this true? Lots of it is a complete bogus nonsense that you can dump really close. And that leads me to number 5. What do I need to let go of? Usually it's the lie, the nonsense. Stop entertaining that stuff. Take it to the trash and let it go. Because it is junk. It's not serving you. It's not helping you. So what are you holding on to that isn't serving you? And what do you need to let go of? Do you need to let go of past disappointments? Do you need to let go of the story that everything you do doesn't work? That's not true. That's not true at all. But the more you keep holding on to that, the more it feels true, and the more things will keep showing up on your path to convince you that it is true and try to present themselves as evidence that this is true when it's not. Those are lies. But because you have faith in the lie, because you've agreed and partnered and believed a lie, that belief or faith, I hate to call it, it's a belief, but you're believing the wrong thing, you're believing a lie, and thus that keeps presenting itself in your life and manifesting in your life. The same happens when you believe the truth, what the Word of God says. When you disagree and stop partnering, stop colluding with these lies, stop agreeing with this, and agree with what the Word of God says. Agree with what He says about you. Agree with what has been spoken over you. When you start agreeing with that, you start seeing more of that. This is how we shift from an orphan, abandoned mentality to a child of God, adopted and chosen in His family. This takes work and time, but this is the same steps you can take to work through this. This is how you can get past avoidance. This is how you get unstuck. This is how you shift a lot of things from poverty to abundance. Like, there's a lot of things that work with these 7 steps. Okay, so after you ask, what do I need to let go of? Now that leads me to step number 6. What can I embrace instead? What can you embrace instead? That's the God's truth. Is it true that everything you do doesn't work? No. In fact, if you look at the evidence, if you look at the facts or the statistics and not your feelings are not very good truth tellers all the time. This is why I track. I like tracking things. I like looking at data. I used to never look at data, but data and numbers do help paint a picture because your feelings can start to lie to you. If you do track your goals, if you do track like where you set your intentions and goals and what you put your attention and energy towards and put your hands to the plow to, you will likely see you've gotten much more traction and much more results than you realize. And I like to declare everything I put my hands to prospers and succeeds when in alignment with the Word of God and according to His time, pleasure, purpose, and plans for me. So what can you embrace instead? Start listing those down and accept those, embrace those truths. So we've let go of all of this junk. Now we have space to hold on to the truth and the abundance and all the goodness that God really wants to hand over to us and get to us. We embrace it and accept it. And that leads me to the final step. Step number 7, go do the thing. Go do the thing, girl. Get it done. Make it happen. Shout out below. What is the thing you're going to do? What are you letting go of? What have you embraced? When are you getting it done? Feel free to share some links Shout out when you got it done, your victory, your breakthrough, your freedom. I want to hear it. I'll talk to you guys next episode. Bye.